Alrighty, boys. So let's talk about it. There is this beautiful thing that happened to this evening to me, and I wanna really go about it because it might really help you, to really go about wealth or kind of just more income in the general. Because maybe that's the right way of going about making more money in your life. So what ended up happening? Long story short, my mom actually called me. I was on a sales call. After the call, I went downstairs. She said, like today is 11, so we need some sweets, just go and buy some sweets from the market. So I went there, and as I was driving over there, I was like having this thing in my mind that I want to create a video today, play with the beautiful red light I got because it was something I wanted to have it. So I just got it real quick. It's time to, like create a video. So whole driveway, I was just, thinking about the ideas. Okay, what kind of video should I create? How should I go about it? And there are some ideas that I got that I'll create next. But something happened after that was really beautiful that I want to share with you. So I reached to the destination. So I reached to a place and I said to shopkeeper, give me, 100 grams of motichur laddu. And now, like we have been knowing each other for a long time because I often get to his shop, from buying sweets and namkeen and everything. So I went there and he said like, where have you been? I said, no, I was just kind of busy with, stuff. And that's the exact moment, something crazy happened. So my class teacher shows up. I didn't really notice that he's, on the left side of me. And as I was, like going for the QR code, I saw him. I said, hey, namaste, sir. He said, namaste. What you're doing? I said, the same thing, that I was doing business. He said, what kind of business? I said, yeah, that online consulting agency and everything, a lot of things. He said, oh, okay, that thing that you told me. I said, yeah, you are still doing it. I said, yeah, I'm still doing it. It's quite going beautiful and I'm just loving it. He said, oh, so good, I proud of you. I said, yeah, thank you so much, sir. And then, like the shopkeeper said to me that, mate, I'm telling you for a long, why don't you just, teach my kids on basic English at least, they can at least start practicing and talking because they are not able to do it with us. I said, man, I'm truly not getting time, for that. And my soul was like, just wondering what's going on over here. And as I was about to leave, the shopkeeper said to me, mate, is there a way to get rich fast? I said, how long did it take you, to build this business, physical store that you guys have been having for almost 70 years? He said, 70 years. I said, exactly, that's how it is, that's the life. Can you go a tree faster? He said, nah. And then he said, let's just complete what you are saying and then you go if you don't really have a lot of work. I said, yeah, sure, why not? My teacher was on the side of me and, the shopkeeper started talking with me. So there were some other, like people, they were like, giving the sewage to the class teacher and everything. Class teacher even stayed over there just to listen what I had to say. So he said to me like, Meet, what you were saying about tree? I said, like business and getting rich is more about like a tree, said this way. So the fruit is basically more money, more income, a wealth that you want. And tree is basically the business or the thing that you are having. So if you see it this way, growing tree takes time. People are not really able to go to that high income because they don't really have a patience, to grow a tree. He said, tell me more, it's kind of makes sense, but I want to know more about it. I said, cool, so say it this way, there are kind of three ways that I literally think about it in a nutshell. Is basically first thing first is you can either have sort of a skill or a business from your family or something that you can grow, which is basically a tree, right? And in the beginning, it requires a lot of, care and it requires a lot of water as well. That means a lot of nurturing in the beginning days. And once it grows to a certain point, that's when you start to have a lot of fruit. So when you really put, if you guys see, like 70 years, their grandparents has been doing this thing. So if you see it that way, they have been like nurturing this whole business through this way where you are now able to have fruits. He said, okay, makes sense. So there is no fast way to get to there. I said, there are, but it, depends. He said, what exactly you mean by that? I said, see it this way. First thing is probably the way where most of the time it works. But if you see the other two ways, I love the third one actually, because that's what I did. And he said, okay, cool, tell me. And my class teacher was like still, on the side of me, he's literally looking at me the way I was communicating with this dude. And he was like also smiling at the same time because this is the kind of a thing he never thought I would do. He literally saw me growing up right in front of him. So it was kind of surprising for him as well, the way I was talking with this dude. I started talking. I said, there are two ways. Third one is like something I do and I love it a lot. I said, simply, brother, look at this way. Either you can grow a tree that takes a lot of time, or you can, just buy a tree. That means you can either just, buy a farmland that has a lot of tree. So you don't have to really grow it. Now you are able to have these fruits and all those things. But it requires investment, it requires assets, and this and that way. So that's basically the second way. And he said, like, what's the third way? Then I said, third way is like very simple. You might have some sort of skill, or you might have something that the other person who has like a big farmland with a lot of fruits might not have. Maybe you have a good selling skill that the farmland is not able to have maybe right now, and he is trying to increase the sales throughout the market by cutting the cost of the labor and delivery and everything. Maybe you can sort that out if you have that skill, and you can take some fruits in return in advance, or in just sort of an exchange for the value that you are providing. He said, so it's a middleman. I said, sort of, but that's the fastest way you can do. And he said, okay, that's a good thing. So as I came home, I was like, okay, this is the best video I can make about today. It's gonna be fun. As I was looking into it, that's how I exactly did some things in my past. The moment I decided to build wealth, I started getting more into the equity, where I get certain percent out of the business in the return of help I can do, whether it was growing more about their Instagram to get more followers, loyal audience, and getting more sales, or it could be about me really mentoring them and helping them with the mindset to whole infrastructure and everything in an exchange of a sort of a stock or share or equity that can just grow by the time, where I don't really have to put in a work. And I learned it from a beautiful mentor of mine who lost $20 million in a freaking crypto. That's a crazy story some other day. So there was this time where he was like going through a lot of hard time because he made a lot of money as an affiliate, and then he lost it all. He lost it all just to try to buy a private jet and invest it into crypto. He does that, and then he asks God, why me? Why this and that and all those things? And now, like he starts to manifest a business partner, who can help him to go from broke again to be at least millionaire, where he has all those luxury again. And as he starts to manifest, he ended up getting into a place where he makes a lot of money. So his background was more about affiliate, VSLs, ads, and everything. Early in the time when he was doing the affiliate, he was spending $100,000 a day as well on its spends, through his media buying team and everything. Then he get invited to a yacht party. He meet the founder of Mindvalley. They ended up getting, like together because Mindvalley was like suffering from the webinars and all those models, and he was like kind of really good about VSL. He saw big, kind of opportunity VSLs, because he was really passionate about it, and there were so many good authors and course creators in the Mindvalley platform. He, stays 2 days to his home, and he asked for the Wi-Fi password. There are like 100 million or something kind of digit that Wi-Fi password was, and he realized, man, that looks really amazing. And he asked like how much he's making and all those kind of. Story short, they ended up, getting a partnership where he became person who introduced VSL to Mindvalley and created a new kind of like what kind of it called, but it's something where he created a space where now Mindvalley has a lot of VSLs, and they are scaling on our thing, and they become the best VSL in 2022 or 2023 something, where they had the most amount of views and they spent millions of dollars and got hundreds of millions dollars return. Now that's when he understood the power of equity, where he just puts his time, resource, and energy into something, and he got X amount of percentage out of the Mindvalley, and that's how he ended up actually becoming millionaire again. And that's after that he also got some more partnership where he got more equity, and now he's multi-millionaire. And that's how he ended up going now like, man, this is exactly the way I want to build. And really that's how I did a lot of good things in my life. When it comes to business, I've built really good relationships where I can find equity. Even my own clients, who comes to learn how to grow on Instagram shadow pages, make $10,000-$20,000 a month as you finish with them. There are some, who are really unique on that. They want to grow, let's say, Instagram account on parenting niche, which we are right now going, which has like 217,000 followers. I just looked at yesterday on a weekly call, and it was like really booming. And it has like around 375,000 profile visits with 2 or 3,000, clicks and everything. I'm like, man, that's damn good. Let's just, do one thing. I bring up with my network resources and all those tools, and we can monetize in a different way. We can build a 7-figure business around it. And he liked the opportunity, we decided to go about it in a partnership way instead of equity even. And it became really good. Now it's growing, and we are on our way to get to first $1,000. Soon we will have first $10,000 and then even $100,000. And as we will get more revenue in, we will hire the best in the world coaches, we will hire the best in the world talent, we'll be able to have more summits and some amazing stuff in upcoming days. And that's really the best way, because I just have to put some sort of focus on something, which I guess even takes us to the first step, right? Where you have some sort of skill or a business already that can help you to go about it in the best way possible. And I believe these ways would literally surely get you, wealth, but they not gonna really take you fast or kind of a thing, because the speed, money comes with, it comes with the same amount of risk, it comes with the same amount of price and responsibilities you have to pay. And the moment you run away from the responsibility, you have to pay the price even way crazier than you can even think of. I've seen countless of examples. So I would suggest, don't run behind the free money or like fast money. Build something, that you're passionate about. Build something you like. Even right now, I'm working on a YouTube, which is like my purpose project. I'm working on a new film production company that is going to be my passion project. And I have already a consulting coaching business with Shadow Pages around the world. Like I'm the one of the biggest as well on that. That is like paying for my living and those other two projects. So that's the best way of going about life, where you're putting consistent and predictable steps that makes you go where you want to be in next, let's say 2 year, 3 year, 4 year time frame. It's gonna be slow, but you're gonna love the journey that it takes through, the beautiful people, the beautiful memories, the amazing lessons that will build you rock solid as a foundation, the stories that you will have to tell to your kids and to anyone, because trust me, these are the stories that really allow you to influence people to a way that you never even imagine can possible. So I would suggest fall in the love with the journey instead of just process. Sorry, fall in the love with the journey and the process instead of an outcome, because there are two ways to go about, let's say, one to another place. One place could be just taking a flight and going about it fastest, or one could be, you take a beautiful long drive with a beautiful loving partner and a beautiful dog or a daughter, and you just love the journey because there are so many beautiful views, memories. Maybe you just find that one moment that you spend with your wife on that one road trip that deepens your bond, or maybe you find that one opportunity that you have been waiting for almost years. Who knows, what's the best part in the journey, because it can be anything. That's where it gets so beautiful, because when you let universe, when you let the flow and life takes you over in a right way, not in a wrong way, that's when everything just comes, because that's when you stop resisting and start accepting. And when you accept it, man, you don't even know what universe, what God, what the higher power have for you. You don't know. Just stop resisting, just go on a path that where it takes. This YouTube, even in a nutshell, there is no need for me to go to YouTube and do all those things. But I'm like, there is an intuition that is saying me all the time that, Meet, you need to get on YouTube, you need to lead people, you need to help this and that. And as I stop resisting and start making like couple videos, now I have a reason, a beautiful reason to make videos, So let's end it over here. I'll see you soon. Peace.